Our life depends on nature. All of our food is provided by nature. Meanwhile, our nature is being threatened. The animals are being driven further into the interior, making it difficult for local communities to satisfy their protein needs. The cause of the animals retreating further into the interior is destruction of ecosystems such as hunting, mining, and deforestation. The indigenous family gets a surprise visit from a good friend Carlos out of the city. He expects to eat some tasty wild meat with his friends, only to be disappointed like the son. Carlos comes with a suggestion. The indigenous family should breed their own animals for meat. Carlos helps the family to contact an expert, Mr. Chin Fu, via Skype appointment. Mr. Chin Fu explains to the indigenous family what captive breeding is and what has to be done.
Captive breeding is the process of breeding animals outside of their natural environment under restricted conditions. Want to start with a business to produce wildlife species under controlled conditions, you have to look at certain things. You're looking for species with a high value, species that reproduce fast enough. The species that look interesting are the agouti parka, iguana, caiman. One of the benefits of captive breeding is that the producer is able to produce animal proteins in a sustainable way. You can make use of local feeds for the animals. Another benefit is that can be used for biodiversity conservation, to reduce the pressure on the wildlife species, reintroduction of endangered species. It's also a source of livelihood for the people in the interior, and the people who start to produce wildlife species, they can also make some money.
He also suggests to contact a veterinary surgeon for more information. Mr. Rosenblatt is director of a veterinary. He explains conditions on health and safety.
The standards are meant to take into account, first of all, animal welfare, to have these animals in a situation where we, as much as possible, imitate their natural habitat, to let the animals feel very much at ease and give them all they need to reproduce and to feel themselves in a good environment, without stress, without bad feeding, without places where they do not feel at ease. Furthermore, they can contribute to tourism, because people who do agrotourism can visit those farms and see those animals alive.
Now, having learned a lot about captive breeding and being advised, the father and Carlos begin to build a fence to breed some wildlife animals. In this case, they have bred colored peccaries known as cuenc. Their coats are thick and bristly, with a grizzled grayish-black color and a ring of white fur around their neck. Peccary can be used for its meat, and their hides have been a source of economic income for humans for decades. Meanwhile, the indigenous family and Carlos started a business. The indigenous family is a supplier of wild meat, and Carlos has his own successful wildlife butcher shop in the city. Captive breeding can be a sustainable way for producing meat of wildlife species for own and commercial purposes under the right conditions. Nature provides a free lunch, but only if we have a sustainable balance between nature and our appetites. Keep our nature, keep our food, keep our life.